Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Strong and Bold. My name is Fortina, and today I'll be talking about hope. What is hope? I know many of us have like some commitments or some promises that God has told you, I'll do it, or some expectations that we feel God told us that He's going to do it in one way or the other. But then it has been months, it has been years, it has been weeks, and we are still waiting. And we are like, God, you said this will be, this will happen, this shall come to pass. Why is it not passing? What's going on? And you get to the point where you feel like you're stuck, you're stagnant, especially when you are a believer, when you feel that God has um has spoken a word upon your life, and every circumstances around your life is just against that word, and you're like, this is not giving, like this is not what you told me. So for instance, we're going to talk about hope. What is hope? What is the meaning of hope? And how can we resurrect our hope again to keep hoping for the things that God has told us, or the things that God has promised us. So I'm going to start reading from Dr. Google, what he talks about hope. So this is the AI overview. It says that actually let's start talking about hope in hope. Hope definition. So a feeling of expectations or desire for a particular thing to happen. Is aspiration, is a desire, it is a wish. And it's like a trust that something is going to happen. And with Dr. Google's overview of AI says the saying hope makes not that one, sorry. Hope is a confident expectation and assurance of God's faithfulness and the fulfillment of his promises. Who remembers Abraham? I know. God told Abraham, I'll give you a son, and he waited for years and years and years, to a point he even took the matters in his own hands, and he made himself a son with his house help. And years later, God's promises came to pass. So, as much as it is really hard and difficult for us to be in our waiting season, it is really, really important to wait well. It's not even about how we wait. If we keep on looking at the time, it's not happening, he's not coming, she's not texting, this and that. It could be a spouse, it could be a breakthrough in career, in your marriage, and you just keep on saying, what's going on? God, you told me this will happen. You told me this shall pass. You told me this is going to come through. It's going to come through. And now it's nothing that is going on. Nothing is happening. So I'm going to read today from the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 12. And it says, delayed hope makes the heart languish, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. So when we have desires and God gives us these desires from his wealthness and his resources, we get fulfillment. And I'm going to read from Psalms 23. Actually, I'm going to read from Psalms 33. Psalms 33. And it says, I'm going to read, we'll see how we go. Psalms 33. Rejoice in the Lord, you who are just. Praise is fitting for the upright. Give thanks to the Lord on the harp, making melody to him with 10-stringed lyre. Sing to him a new song. Play the strings skillfully and shouts of joy. For truthful is the Lord's word. Have we heard that? For truthful is the Lord's word, and worthy of trust is all of his works. The Lord loves justice and righteousness. The earth is full of his kindness. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, the breath of his mouth formed their starry host. He gathered the waters of the sea into the heap and stored the deep in cellars. Let the whole earth fear the Lord. Let the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood forth. The Lord frustrates the plans of the nations and brings to nothing the people's design. But his plan stands forever, and his hard design through all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen for his inheritance. The Lord looks down from heaven and sees the whole human race. From where he sits, and he watches all of those who dwells on earth. He who fashions every heart observes all their deeds. A king is not saved by his powerful army, nor a warrior rescued by his great strength. Do not think that a horse will assure you victory. For all its great strength, it cannot save. But the Lord's eyes are upon those who fear him, upon those who trust in his loving kindness, to deliver them from death and preserve them from famine. In hope, we wait for the Lord, for he is our help and our shield. Our hearts rejoice in him, for we trust in his holy name. O Lord, let your love rest upon us, even as our hope rests on you. What does this say? We can have hope is one thing. What God has said, it will come to pass. He is not a man that he shall lie. But the thing is, as human beings, we have our own timeline. It can be our biological clock. It can be the things that we are seeing in the world. They don't meet us where God has told us to be. It can be our own disobedience, that God told us to do specific things, or to go certain places, or to tell certain people things of his kingdom, but we don't reach his message. And it could be that we are not in a posture of receiving. So let me ask you, when you're about to receive something, we always do our hands like this, right? Like, pass me something, and then somebody will pass it to you. You don't fold your hands like this when something's about to be passed on to you. You open your hands, right? So my brothers and sisters, I want to encourage you not only to open our hands to receive from God, but also open our hearts. And as we have seen in Proverbs 13, I can't remember the verse, it says, hope deferred makes our heart sick. We stop hoping, we stop believing, we stop trying, we stop seeing the best in people, the good in people, because for so many times we have been hurt, for so many times we have been disappointed. But remember, when God says this, he says the word and it comes to pass. So, if God has ever told you anything regarding peace in you, in your home, in your country, in your future, anything that God told you that I will do this, that you will expect this from me, I strongly believe that he will do it and shall come to pass. We just don't know the time. We don't know when. But we should always be in a posture of receiving. When we close off our hearts, we're not going to receive from God. Why? Because we're not in a posture of receiving from Him. So that's why I urge you, guys, my brothers and sisters in Christ, in the Lord, that I strongly feel that we are going to receive what God has told us that He shall do. And it's only Him, it's only Him who can do that, who can do these things for us. And I also want to encourage us to stay connected in our communities, like in our Christian faith community. Don't just go to work and that's it. Don't just go to church and that's it. Don't just come to life and just like you are sitting waiting for that day to come, for this to happen. You sit in a good posture waiting to receive, but also how we wait in that process, in that situation, in that scenario. That's where the secret is. So I can choose to stay in my room day and night and say, okay, God, you say this is going to happen to me. Maybe it's career change. I'll sit and wait. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Next week again, the same thing. But the thing's like, you do not stop living, but you live with intention. God will still be giving you messages. God will still be telling you what to do next before that big promise, before that big reveal, before this and that happen. And that's where the secret is. Are we in postures? Are we in a posture to receive from Him? And expectations? How do we expect from God? Are we also delivering into our own expectations of others they have of us? So for instance, let's say you are a man, you have a house, you have a home, you have a wife, you have kids, and God told you, I'm going to promote you at work, or you are going to buy a house. Are you also delivering your promises as the man of the house to your family? Even if you're a woman and God has maybe blessed you with a home, blessed you with the family, not necessarily your husband, wife, and blah, 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 but also blessed you with friends. Are you delivering from the expectations of where God has postured you to be in that season? So for me, I feel like we have so many seasons in our life, and even if that one promise does not come, how are we postured? How are we postured in the position that God has for us currently? You can't be unemployed, but that doesn't mean you're going to sleep the whole day lamenting, or this is happening to me, or I don't have finances. Is there anything else you can do? An idea that you have that you can be supporting other people, or you can be benefiting others people from? Do you have a skill that somebody needs? And even say, actually, I'm going to volunteer my skill, my talent, my hobbies to this organization, to these people who needs me. So this is how we need to stay in posture of what God is expecting from us. So we cannot deliver where we at and expect that we are going to receive more. This preacher who always gave an example as like, you want to buy a house, but you're not looking after your apartment. You're not looking after your home. You're not looking after the things that God has already put in your care. So how do you expect God is going to elevate you, lift you, give you more when you're even being a good steward over the things that He has already given you? So this is what I talk about. Like, it's not about the hope, our hope is being deferred, but it's also talking about the things that God promised us. We are not in the right posture, in the right framework to achieve these things and to be these people that God has called us to be. So I urge you, as I finish, I strongly believe in God, and I do hope that when God says something, I do have the faith to push this. If you want, save it and watch this video, and watch this video later and think about the things that God has done for you, that He told you, I'll do this, and then He had did it, even if He didn't do it in your own time frame. And this is why I think like we have our own time frame as human beings, but also there's time frame in heaven. So when these two time frame come together, that's when we see miracles, and that's when it is the right time. And the thing is, like, sometimes because we've been in a space of dryness because we are hoping and things are not happening as we hope. We get to a posture where like we can't be bothered anymore. And then now it's the right time, but then we're not in the posture. We're not in the position. We're not in the receiving space that God want us to be in. We have closed off our hearts. We have closed off our minds. We even closed off our ears and our eyes. We can't see. We can't hear. Even if people are coming to encourage us, and even if God is giving us clue like it's time, we still can't see. We can't hear. We can't notice because we're not in the presence. So for me, I'll say the secret is always being in the presence of God, but also opening up to receive. It can be any time, any day, any moment that He says, now it's time. Just be in position. How many people on Instagram, on the social media, have been doing the same thing for years, but then until one person shares this particular thing that they have done or they're currently doing, and then they blow overnight. So do you think that it is just wonders? No. And I'm sure whoever starts any little thing, God blesses it and becomes big. But that particular time, that the right moment, that's what we're always waiting for. And I strongly believe that if God has said something regarding you, concerning your life, concerning your marriage, concerning your personal ambitions, concerning your country, concerning your family, concerning your generations to come, it is going to come and shall pass. So I'm going to leave you with this space around hope, for us to always stay in posture, pray for each other, encourage each other, strengthen each other, and then one day this shall come to pass. So stay blessed and see you in another episode. Bye.